rusty. Crumbly as chocolate, flaky as chocolate. So I'm just going to remove this now with this. Yeah, baby. Where's my lever bar? Okay, one very heavy caliper. And, I'm gonna push that piston back. Because the new pads are going to be thicker than the old ones, so. And I've withdrawn brake fluid from the master reservoir, so I just need to push this back. Is I've withdrawn brake fluid from the reservoir, just so it doesn't overfill. Okay, this is pushed all the way back in. That brake pad has just been absolutely, you see the lip on the brake pad there? 17 mils on the back of the caliper holder. Find the other one. It's just to wake them up a bit. That's it. So because we loosened these off earlier, life gets a little easier. Come on, hey, we love a rusty disc. And that's, you see the back here where it's all corroded, and that was what was cutting into this brake pad here. See, it meets up with the corrosion, so it's just absolutely slicing into that brake pad. The reason why I'm tidying this up, because that's where the pads sit, and they have they don't move very far, but look, they move within these grooves here and here. So if I allow that to be all rusty and horrible, the new pads aren't going to fare very well, are they? So I'm going to take a bit of time now to clean this all up. Lovely. So for this job I've chosen Apex Blue. Square it up against the original. So we're going from crumbly chocolate to beautiful steel. And because these are packaged in oil, you need to clean these surfaces off, or your brake pads will meet oil. You only have to clean the actual surfaces.
I had a look at that turbo thing, I can't sort of see it under there, it's not really right.
Sorry?
Ramps or hoists underneath it, yes?
Yeah, that's it.
On your back and that, I think it might be a little bit easier.
I agree.
And in the bulb itself, at the top and the bottom, there's little valves.
Ooh, and I see what you're thinking now.
And
then I've matched it up with some Apex Blue pads. Oh, they look lovely. So let's compare with the old pads. Wow. There's quite some difference in brake pad material. Caliper. You see inside the piston there, it's collected some debris along the way. Empty that out shall we? And we'll pop the pad in. It's got these little pins there that hold it in place, stop it from coming out. I said earlier, these are slide pins. So the actual caliper itself, when the pin's installed, will slide from left to right on these pins. I'm just going to pop a bit of lube on them. Just a bit of Bordeaux BDL, which is a lubricant and also protects against corrosion. It should keep the surface of these pins nice for a long, long time. And we'll insert them. I like to put these in by hand because if you cross the threads on them, you're in a world of hurt. This is a vibration dampening spring, and the thing that you are going to fight all the way through this job. It's pain to remove, pain to put on. Obviously have strong fingers because usually you'd use a screwdriver to pop that on. Okay, before we go any further now, I'm going to pump the brakes. Might as well. It's going to really annoy them having a dirty rear and a clean front. It might make them wash their car more, but there's also another reason for this, and that is to spend a bit of time with the tyres. And can you see these marks within the grooves? They are wear markers, and these tyres are now illegal, and you can see how they've worn on the inner edge, so the tracking needs doing. But yeah, I reckon if the police pulled you over, they'd have you. So new front tyres. Let's get these wheel bolts back on. Again, I thread them by hand because I'm just going to stick a machine on here and ugga-dugger them. You can cross thread them, why bother? Only takes a few seconds, then we can torque them up. Whoa! We're up high enough. Let's pull out the jack. What do you think? Maybe? Now the car's on the floor, I can torque these up to 100 Newton meters. I can't do it with two hands. You do them diagonally. Ish. And then always be careful with the locker. Beautiful. All right, let's get stuck into the other side, shall we? Let's get a sweat on. Ricky! Must you creak so much? I guess it does. It loves a creak. A smart person would have done both sides at the same time. But, you know. Do try and remember how disgusting this side is. Because when I finish with it, it's going to be tidy. For now, I just have to do it all by hand, do a quality job. This side of the car has a really bad problem. This caliper's seized, so it's going to get a new caliper, but that hasn't arrived. So I'm going to disassemble as best I can between now and the caliper arriving. Now, these pins, I'm going to expect to see some scoring on them. So if the caliper is frozen and it can't move, it's just going to jiggle away at one particular part of the pin. And also this car's been driven for nearly a week and the caliper's got worse and worse and worse. If we can film and get it off with one hand, but we'll try. Oh. All right, let's have a look. Oh yeah. It's not not wafer thin, but you know, it's a good time to replace them, isn't it? I was trying to put the push the piston back in, and I'm having to use a massive, great big. Anyway, I didn't get very far. That piston isn't going anywhere. Needs a new caliper. So, clean this area up here. There's no point in me taking that off. This caliper's going in the recycle. But I need to clean all the detritus off of here before I try loosening it off. Bit of penetrating oil, leave it soaking for a day or two whilst I wait for the part. So now that I've cleaned it all up, bit of lube, penetrating oil, just let that set for a day or two. I think it's Sunday tomorrow, so I ain't gonna get no parts. Hopefully I'll get on Monday. I'll have a go at cracking that off, but I better clamp this point. I won't do it now, I'll do it on the day I try cracking that off. Just to let them know I'm coming. Let's get this disc off. And again, because I smacked these earlier and undone them, they're being very well behaved. Oh. Nope, you're not coming off. The corrosion, man. Corrosion on that. Bloody hell. But this disc is in much better condition than the other. Oh. Heavy little blighter. This is the other tyre, and as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 wear markers, and what you'll see is they are, yep, that is the legal limit. I think it's actually below the legal limit, so these tyres need replacing. And also on the inside, you see it's worn down, whereas on the outside, yeah, so it's almost, so the tracking's fresh out the box. And as last time, you gotta hit it up. Bit of brake cleaner. You don't have to do it here. You want to do it where the pads contact the disc. Or the pads will grab onto that oil because they're porous and hold on to it, and you'll have rubbish brakes. I get it right. Try lining it up, might work. Kind of got ahead of myself because filming one-handed. So caliper on, just need to get some brake fluid on there. Check everything's nice and tight. And then put it all back together, bled it up, a treat. We have a pedal. Solid as a rock. And I've topped up the brake fluid. I just fixed the little diaphragm. So we're all topped up nicely. There we go. One pretty diaphragm. Get in there. There you go. I like to bag up the old parts. Customers need to see them. Yeah. So a 15-mile road test, and then I'll take it back, check all of its fluids, re-torque the wheel bolts on the front. I'll check the rear ones just for the sake of it, and Haven't heard any noises, everything's lovely and smooth, and it's exactly what we want. And then advisory on front tyres and tracking. Wicked.